Oh my. Welcome everyone. Welcome to an Earth Day celebration 2026. Can you believe it? 2026. Welcome to the service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. We're so glad you've chosen to spend this time with us. Our minister, Reverend Michele, has the morning off, but not really. So this service will be led by the Green Justice team sitting here on one of the many groups that work to put UU values and principles into action. We are introducing the team and its activities in hopes of inspiring you to join us, and many of you already have. I'm Michele Bjella, an activist for the environment and sustainability in general, and this is our worship associate, Marlana, and she'll take it from here.
Thank you, Michele, and thank you, Reverend Michele, for all the help for this service. For those gathered in the chapel, please place your phones on airplane mode or turn them off completely to ensure that our online community is able to participate without disruption. We also have assisted hearing devices at the usher station at the back of the chapel. If you have one that doesn't work well, please take it to the basket at the back and get another one, as we have plenty of them for your use. The gathering music today is Come and Go With Me. It's in the hymnal, in the teal hymnal. Number 1018, please rise and sing out loudly.
Come
down enjoying myself after that song. And I'm back on stage. Hi. Reading from the hymnal by Maria Mitchell, Our Whole System. Small as is our whole system compared with the infinitude of creation, brief as is our life compared with the cycles of time. We are so tethered to all by the beautiful tendencies of law that not only the sparrow's fall is felt to the utmost bound, but the vibrations set in motion by the words that we utter reach through all space, and the utmost tremor is felt through all time. And now for our land acknowledgement. Lori and Pam Burns, please. We honor this holy ground and the indigenous people who once occupied this land where our church stands as we pour a libation. Let this water symbolize our covenant to continue their good stewardship as we observe the Unitarian Universalist seventh principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. Holy and whole making is this place. When we gather, we light a chalice, a cup or a vessel that symbolizes Unitarian Universalism and the gathered community. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. It is our custom to make time in the service to acknowledge the joys, concerns, sorrows, and other realities that we bring with us, affirming that every single bit of who we are can be held in this container of love. We embody this by placing a stone or shell or on one of the shared table labyrinths in front and in back of the chapel. This is your invitation to bring your whole self here. Please come forward as the music plays.
Run, come see what this river has done. Got the colors of the Grand Canyon in the rising sun, and paint a picture of the promised land in that limestone rock and sand. Run, come see what this river has done. Won't somebody go strolling with me? We go walking through the Colorado River's sweet legacy. Turn back that clock for heaven's sake. 100 years with every step we take. Run, come see what this river has done. There's a rainbow around the moon, and that morning fall will roll in all too soon. It's so beautiful beautiful, it takes your breath. It's so quiet, it scares you to death. Every time I see that rainbow round the moon. Such a beautiful mystery. Tell me who will save it for our posterity. For nobody has a mortgage or a lease on Mother Nature's masterpiece. Now it's up to you and me. Run, come see what this river has done. Carve the colors of the Grand Canyon in the rising sun. Maybe someday the folks that we elect will show this world a little more respect. If they could only come see what this river has done.
Thank you, Michele. And I place this final stone in recognition of the joys, concerns, and sorrows and other realities for those who are participating online. You are embraced by this community. And now it's Wonderbox time. Children and their adults, and anyone who feels like a child, I guess, are invited to come up to the special magic carpet for this special time. And by the way, this morning, I heard from someone named Quinn that it's her birthday 5, not 5th birthday, birthday 5. So happy birthday, Quinn. So children, any children we have, come on up. Miss Katie and Michele will do our Wonderbox story today for us.
Is this on? Yep, okay, perfect. Good morning, friends. We're in our new Wonderbox spot. Does everybody like it? It's nice and comfy. We got benches now. So, I took a peek in here, but I already know what's in there. This morning, we're gonna be talking about all things green. Can anyone point to anything that's green that they see? Oh, the Wonderbox, that was easy. I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking Michelle's shirt or maybe the trees. I was smart. So, in the and Winter's wearing green, nice. So, in the Wonderbox, we have something related to the green. Today, we have, they make noise. What are they? Seeds. So, we have some marigold and carrot and peas. Peas. And does anyone know what makes seeds grow into flowers and plants? Worms. That's a great answer. A very smart answer. I gave Quinn a preview that I gave her a hint that there was a worm in the Wonderbox. But the Wonderbox has to do with worms, and worms do help plants grow. They're a very important part of the ecosystem. Yes, Winter. What else helps? Earth. Earth definitely helps plants grow. Great answer. And we need water and sunshine and other bugs and birds. So to celebrate the way that all of our plants grow around us every day, we're going to sing a little song with help of Michele. And so, friends, everybody is welcome to sing the song. The lyrics are going to be up here. We're going to sing the Garden Song, Inch by Inch, by John Denver-ish. It's by Pete Singer. I was wrong. I was close. I'm doing the movements for the song, not the singing, so not to worry. So friends down here, you're going to do some movements with me, okay? So let's practice. Can anyone do a little inchworm movement? Inchworm, inchworm, inchworm. All right, now let's make rows with our arms. Ready? Make a row. And now make another row. Well, I don't have two arms right now, but you can use both arms. All right, so this is, does anyone know sign language? Who here knows sign language? Okay, let's see a sign. Everyone do a sign on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Perfect. So does anyone know the sign for grow? Michele, could you hold the microphone? Oh, perfect. Yep. That's grow. So we're going to, that one means stick. Oh, I didn't know that one. And then we're going to rake. Who rakes? All right, practice raking. And then this is going to be a good one. Everyone pat the ground for nice ground. Yeah, great job. All right, so when Michele sings the main parts, we're going to do those gestures with everybody, and everyone can sing all of the parts as we sing along.
Rick will start us out. Here we go. Inch by inch and row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch and row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below, but rains come tumbling down. Inch by inch and row by row, and it takes is all it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch and row by row, till nature's and my brain to the music from the land. Inch by inch and row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground.
All right, friends, let's practice our new song in faith development so we can sing our kids to their activities.
Hi, my name is Steve Bjella, and Debbie and I will be sharing a poem from the collection of poems, Earth Prayers. And this poem is by Hagen Hasselbach. Let there be peace, welfare, and righteousness in every part of the world. Let confidence and friendship prevail for the good of East and West, for the good of the needy South, for the good of all humanity. Let the people inspire their leaders, helping them to seek peace by peaceful means, helping them and urging them to build a better world, a world with a home for everybody, a world with food and work for everybody, a world where spiritual freedom for everybody.
Let those who have the power of money be motivated by selfless compassion. Let money become a tool for the good of humankind. Let those who have power deal respectfully with the resources of the planet. Let them respect and maintain the purity of the air, water, land, and subsoil. Let them cooperate to restore the ecological soundness of Mother Earth.
Let trees grow up by the billions around the world. Let green life invade the deserts. Let industry serve humanity and produce waste that serves nature. Let technology respect the holiness of Mother Earth. Let those who control the mass media contribute to create mutual understanding, contribute to create optimism and confidence.
Let ordinary people meet by the millions across the borders. Let them create a universal network of love and friendship. Let billions of human beings cooperate to create a good future for their children and grandchildren. Let us survive in peace and harmony with Mother Earth.
The reflection, sometimes known as a sermon, is in 3 parts today, and 3 members of the Green Team are going to give them. And the topic is our sustainability, our responsibility. And I'm doing part 1, the bad news and the good news. We are all used to hearing about the environment, from dire warnings through the greenwashing done to whitewash corporations, to grassroots actions and organizations which are truly making a difference. The result can be a stifling sense of frustration and helplessness. The whole problem is so massive. The bad things aren't true. Humans, the most intelligent of all the animals, have managed to trash their home, the earth. And everything is affected, all aspects of life. The basic injustice starts with the earth, once cherished in terms of sacred natural spaces honored by our far ancestors, and gradually lost to the encroaching tentacles of civilization and progress. These two have been double-edged swords of benefits and detriments. But now for the good news. The understanding. While preparing this talk, I had an epiphany about green justice, a term that I often think about and ponder about and wonder about the meanings. Sure, I knew that the land where poor people live is chosen for exploitation and placement of hazardous operations and waste material, but I was not aware of the whole circle of involvement. Jane Goodall gives a basic lesson from her own experience with indigenous people living unsustainably, destroying forest, that is, natural habitat, for farmland and charcoal production. She comments, "You cannot save an animal species unless you protect its environment, which is not possible without the participation of local communities, and that will not happen if they are living in poverty." Zowie, I thought. Well, of course. It all fell in place for me like puzzle pieces. But most of us in the US have very different circumstances. We live in a glut of forced overconsumption and appalling waste at the expense of the underprivileged. You don't need me to tell you the details. You cannot escape them. You're entangled. And let's not forget who's at the root. Humans. Us. It is our job to counteract the negative side of human nature, greed, power addiction, the assumption that oneself is better than others, right down to indifference and laziness. Well, friends, that is not justice. However, we do know what justice is, and we are called upon to join the struggle, and many are doing so. Individuals, grassroots groups, businesses with consciences, and less so, conscientious corporations and governments. We here at the UUCA, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst, are part of this widespread effort. Over the decades, this church has made sustainable practices a priority. You can see many projects, past and ongoing, in and around the church and the grounds. After a short musical interlude, Pat Burke will describe some of our past environmental projects, most of which are current, and then Ruth will tell you about the Green Team's thrilling new project.
In honor of the Green Team, and it has trees, but it says fa la 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 on it. I am delighted to talk to you today about our green history involving the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst, obtaining our Green Sanctuary certification. For us, it evolved when our leader, Carol Wells, who's here today, and I went to the Galleria and spoke to the representatives about climate change. Around the same time, the UUA had a plan with many requirements to become a green sanctuary. We received the designation in 2009 after completing 15 projects in our 3 years. And I also brought the booklet that has all the projects in them from those days. Our congregation had such energy and said yes to all the projects. Here are some of the communities that were involved. Social Justice Team with Doug Funky, the Women's Group with Marge Marciel, and even our children did projects with religious education, and many other groups were included. And we had a lot of groups. The spirit was contagious. Our minister was Tim Ashton, who previously worked at the UUA in Boston and helped us so much that we could effectively inform our congregants of our progress, the green sheets. And ask me about that later in the Emerson room. One of our projects included rented solar panels from Solar Liberty. In the first year after expenses, we had a savings of $1,925. Carol's son-in-law provided the special fixtures to convert the light fixtures to LED lights at his expense. We had potluck dinners with speakers with specialized knowledge, such as Walter Simpson, who installed the UV solar panels. We toured urban gardens in the city that used special techniques to save resources and improve the gardens. We watched movies such as Too Much Stuff and participated in Simplicity Circles, which Chris Berry enjoyed. Carol spearheaded our use of NYSERDA, New York State Energy Resource and Authority, and they provided a free church audit. I hope Whatever you read or whatever inspires you, such as the national park in your backyard or other aspects of climate change, that will be your mission, which will improve our world for whoever come after us. UU Amherst has been and continues to be a place where love of the earth finds this expression in action. If you're looking for a place to get connected and make a difference, please talk to one of us during the coffee hour. And our next speaker is going to be Ruth Bowen after we have our music interlude.
Good morning. I'm Ruth Bowen, and Wendy has talked to us about the environmental crises we face, and Pat has reminded us of all the work this congregation has done in our history of commitment to the environment and the many environmental initiatives we've taken on. So I'd like to share with you this morning another opportunity that the Green Justice team is looking at and considering for 2026 and beyond to counteract the environmental damage that exists today. It's called the Homegrown National Park. Some of you may be familiar with it. It is a grassroots response to the crisis we face in terms of the loss of biodiversity. The founder of this movement is Doug Tallamy, a well-known environmentalist who's written extensively about what it means when we lose native plants and trees and even animals. The Homegrown National Park is a challenge for everyone with soil to make small changes so that together we can extend our national parks from coast to coast, ocean to ocean, and restore healthy ecological services. So my story, when living in Pennsylvania, I lived in a beautiful, well-manicured community. And over a period of 30 years that I had lived there, they had sprayed the trees with all kinds of chemicals, sprayed the lawns, and eventually there were no insects at all. No frogs, no toads, no summer sounds that you could hear, no lanternflies. And I really missed sitting on my front steps with my grandchildren watching lanternflies. They were gone. And it was kind of a personal experience that I kind of felt deeply. I missed all the things that were gone, that we had killed with, misintentioned applications of chemicals. So there are many ways that we can support biodiversity and sustainability here, and here are some key focus areas for this initiative. We can plant native plants and trees. We can bring them back. We can remove invasive non-native plants. And we know, for instance, in our environment around the church, we have many of those. We've identified them. And we can reduce the amount of formal lawns that we have that require those chemicals.
So let's get on the map. What you'll see in this slide, that across the country, there are approximately 165 million acres that represent programs that people have initiated, all those dots. In New York, there are 3.5 million acres, but none in Western New York. The closest one to us is actually in Toronto. So we thought perhaps that we would like to get on the map. And Doug Tallamy would ask us to join this largest cooperative conservation project that's ever been conceived or attempted, and all of us working together and engaging in efforts to promote biodiversity. For an individual, without a lawn or soil, it might be growing plants in containers on your deck. To, again, plants that will attract bees and pollinators. And I've done that as I didn't have control of my environment in Pennsylvania, and that's what I did. I put lots of containers on my patio and tried to support the environment that way. And it was fun, actually, to experiment and see what I could do and how many of them might come back. So it was a great experiment. For an organization like ours, it might be a whole set of projects that we might take on, small projects, maybe larger projects. And that's what we're trying to get a picture of today, is what this group, this congregation, might like to do to support biodiversity and get us on the map. So this morning we thought it might be interesting to know what you think you might do or what you think the church might do. And I'm going to ask Steve to take the microphone around, and maybe you could share with us what you think might be possible, or what you would like to do or could do, or even what you are doing now, because I know many of you are committed to the environment.
So I was just wanted to let people know about this organization called Grassroots Gardens. Basically, I'm trying to get more involved with them and trying to learn how to grow vegetables and stuff for sustainability.
I do container gardening, and at an older age, it's much easier. So I might suggest that people and families could adopt a container on the grounds here of the church and plant the pollinators or native plants, and there would be a responsibility to weed and water them. So it could be all around the church. Instead of digging up lawn, we could do that too.
Hi, my name is Kathy, and my husband and I, we have our, the plants on the deck and everything, but this year we started composting. So we're going to give that a shot and see how that goes. So far, so good.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Betty Capella, and this is my second time here. And I'm a champion of trees. And so we built 2 houses, and I threw my body in front of the ash trees that they wanted to take down. And so we treated them naturally, and the emerald ash borer didn't come to us. So there's a way to do that. As being a master gardener, there are a lot of ways you can protect the environment without using any drugs or any of this compost or stuff that has all these chemicals in it. We built a new house, and before I can get there, they took all the trees down. So we planted 60 trees. We planted oaks, maples, things that were indigenous to this area. We planted bushes that fed the animals, and we had 2 rascally rabbits this morning frolicking in our backyard, okay? So it goes to show you, you can do it.
In the same spirit of trees and composting, something you can do to support biodiversity is leaving the leaves on your lawn, if it's possible. I know there are HOAs that don't let you, but if it's possible to let your leaves just stay on your lawn and decompose, that can really help biodiversity.
In the same spirit, you probably know Lynn Chimera from the Master Gardeners. She's got a website, Lessons from Nature. She will come out and do visits to your property to help you work with a lot less lawn, which of the native species makes sense, which of the non-native plants you have on your property no longer make sense. And so there's a lot of professional guidance out there to put people on the right path and do it right, do it smart, instead of just a lot of wasted time and effort before you actually know what you're doing.
That was great. And by the way, we have 11.5 acres to play with here that we can think about and organize around. So we're very fortunate to have that. So again, thanks for sharing. And by the way, as you make your way into the Emerson room this morning, stop by the table that we've set up and can talk to folks about what you'd like to do and look at the materials. And also, we have a survey that we would love you to fill out for us to give us an idea of what you'd like our team to do. And also, we'd love to have you join the team if you're interested. Now, if you fill out the survey, we have a special gift for you this morning. It's a roll of What the Crap toilet paper that is made of recycled paper. And we'd love to have the survey, and we'd love for you to have the toilet paper. So, and remember, nature's best hope is you.
So our final congregational hymn will be For the Earth Forever Turning. And it is 163 in the gray hymnal.
What we have at UU Amherst is pretty special, as you can see. 11.5 acres, and a community that wants to do something about this climate instability, I heard it recently called. These days, it can be hard to find a community of thoughtful and caring people who are welcoming and inclusive, and we hope you have found that here today. If UU Amherst feels like a place for you, whether or not you have explored membership, we hope you will begin a practice of financial support. When you support UU Amherst, you support the values that are infused with love. Whether you give online, through automatic bank withdrawals, or randomly with the cash in your pocket, we are grateful. And we promise to use your gifts respectfully and thoughtfully to continue to be the place where questions are welcome and children learn love and kindness. And now the offering will be gratefully received. You saw me run down and give a little bit of cash. I usually give it online as I'm sitting there with the 833-987-1968 number. It's really easy if you've never tried it. It works. And now we're going to be extinguishing the chalice. We began our service with the lighting of our chalice, and now we extinguish the chalice, not to quench the flame, but to return it to our individual hearts, strengthened by the time together, so we can share our light to the world. Please join your voices with mine. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now, an invitation to connect. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. You'll find many opportunities for growth and service in your order of service and on our website. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson Room just through the double doors at the back of the chapel and in the lobby. There is reserved seating for families at the window end where there are kid-friendly activities. It's fun. Please visit the Green Justice Team table outside the kitchen doors. Note the information and give your thoughts and inputs on the whiteboard or on the survey. And remember, there's a roll of toilet paper. Recycled, but not just recycled paper. Just in case you were thinking. And watch for follow-up activities in the Friday updates, monthly forward website, and the order of service on Sundays. Today at 11:45, our Director of Faith Development, Katie, will be offering philosophy and spirituality discussion. Anyone is welcome to join, grab your beverage of choice, and return to the chapel to participate. We got so crowded in the atrium that we are now meeting here. So good. This Friday, April 24th, we'll have Unitarian Universalist singer and songwriter Jim Scott here. He is good, he is good. For a special Earth Day concert. Jim's music is joyful and heartfelt. Some of his songs appear in our UU hymnal, and we have sung them many times. There will be a potluck dinner before the concert at 6 p.m., with the concert at 7:30. Invite friends and family to take in this evening of music and fellowship. It should be a lot of fun. This is a pay-what-you-can, family-friendly event. Nothing or a lot, whatever you want. Sign up today for the potluck at the welcoming desk. If you forget to, just show up with a pot of something. And now, everyone please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing. And don't forget to twinkle your eyes and share smiles with one another. on the third verse and remain standing afterward for the benediction. Knowing that you love the earth changes you. Activities you defend and protect and celebrate. But when you feel that the earth loves you in return, that feeling transforms the relationship from one-way street to a sacred bond. Go in peace and make a difference.